Assalamu alaikum. Welcome everybody to my beginner course. In this course, you are going to learn all the basics and basically how to communicate on a basic level with Egyptians, learning the Egyptian dialect, of course. We have 8 lessons, and in today's lesson, lesson number 1, you are going to learn a bunch of things. Number 1, you're going to learn how to meet and greet people. Number 2, you are going to learn about verb conjugations in the present tense, and you are going to learn about possessives, and then we are going to learn some words and read half a story. It may sound like a lot, so be ready. What you need to do right now is prepare a notebook and a pen. Be ready to take notes and pause if you need to. Okay, let's get right to it. As you can see in front of you, I have a table which is made into 3 different parts. We have the Arabic, we have the transliteration, and we have English. So if you can't read Arabic, it's absolutely fine. You can take the whole thing and be okay. Good. So how to introduce yourself? Basically, this is how it works. I will introduce myself first, and then we will go over the details exactly. Assalamu alaikum. أنا اسمي محمود. أنا عندي 29 سنة. أنا من مصر. اتشرفت بمقابلتكم. Good. What did I say? Because you are going to learn that right now, and I want you to repeat with me as much as possible. Great. So, Assalamu alaikum. This is the basic greeting in any Arab-speaking country, or basically to any Muslim person, or even non-Muslim. It's okay. So, what does that mean exactly? When we say al here, al, or a in the beginning like that, al, this means the, okay? The. So, the, and salam means peace. And then ala means on. So, ala, on. Alaykum, this kum at the end means you, plural. So I am basically saying the peace on you, speaking to 2 people or more. But we still use this greeting even if you're speaking to 1 person. So it doesn't really matter whether you're speaking to 1 person or a group of people. So here we learned a couple of words. We learned salam, which means peace, and we learned ala, which means on. If you look at the Arabic, you can see alaykum, ala, and you plural are merged into 1 word. We'll learn more about that. Good. So, assalamu alaikum. And the answer to that is you just switch the order and that's it. And you say alaykum assalam. That's it. Okay? Great. So let's see. How do I say my name? My name is, we say, Ana ismi, and then you say your name right here. So if you translate this literally, it would be I, which is Ana, ismi, my name. So I, my name. In English, or maybe other languages, that would sound incorrect. But in Arabic, it is perfectly fine to say I, my name. So you might be wondering, where is my? It is right here. It's this E at the end. So we did learn another couple of words here. We learned ana, which is I, and ism, which is name. And then this E at the end means my. So if you notice here, the possessive ending, my, is not a word by itself. It's not a standalone word. It is a suffix. Good. So, Ana ismi Mahmoud. So my name is Mahmoud, in case you didn't know. Mimo is my nickname. Yeah, it's Mahmoud and not Muhammad, by the way. Mahmoud. Good. So let's move on. Now about your age. I am number years old. In Arabic, we don't say I am, we say I have. Okay? So we say ana andi. And then you say your age, and at the end, after that, you say sana or sinin. Which one are you supposed to say then? Before we say that, let's look at the numbers. أنا عندي تسعة. أنا عندي 29 سنة. So if I write here 29, that would be 29. That is 29. We say 9 first and then 20. So تسعة means 9, wa means and, 20 means 20. أنا عندي 29 سنة. Okay, let's look at these words. Sana is actually singular and sinin is plural. Now, I know you're asking, how can it be singular if it's more than one, right? Okay, in Arabic, if you're counting, like saying the age or counting the number of dogs or chairs, if the number is more than 10, so starting from 11, okay, starting from 11, we don't use the plural anymore. So if you ask a child, how old are you? And he's 5, he will say, خمس سنين, خمس سنين. But once he turns 11, he's going to say 11 سنة. So I'm assuming everyone watching is an adult. So you're going to say your age and then sana. If you want to know how to say the number in Egyptian Arabic, I have a video on YouTube that speaks about the number from 1 to 1,000. Okay, so you can learn your number. If you're 29, then you're lucky. You don't need to go anywhere. Okay, so basically, أنا عندي 29 سنة, 29 years. And make sure you say sana at the end. Don't forget that, because if you say أنا عندي 29, that means I have 29. 29 what exactly? 29 cats, 29 years, 29 what? So you have to say sana at the end, or you can simply say أنا and then your number right away. أنا 29. Okay, that also works. Great. Now let's look at the next question, the next sentence. I am from. In Arabic, we don't have this. We don't have am, is, are. We don't have that. So we always skip them. So basically, verb to be in the present, we don't really use it that much. So if you want to say I am from, we simply say I from. So أنا من, I from, and then you say your country. In Arabic, Egypt is مصر. مصر. Yeah. So let me say a bunch of countries. If you are from America, you say أنا من أمريكا. Let's say France, أنا من فرنسا. Let's say Germany, أنا من ألمانيا. Okay. Let's try another country. Let's say Poland, for example. I had a couple students from Poland. أنا من بولندا. And I'm using B because Arabic doesn't have P. Great. And then the last thing is, it's an honor to meet you, or I am honored to meet you. So we say, اتشرفت بمقابلتك. اتشرفت بمقابلتك. Repeat. اتشرفت بمقابلتك. This ek at the end means you're speaking to a male. But if you're speaking to a group of people, if we go back to the very beginning, Assalamu alaikum, we can add this kum here, and it means you, plural. Great, very good. Now, I want you to listen, and I want you, after listening, to pause this video and try to introduce yourself in Egyptian Arabic. So let's listen once. Assalamu alaikum. أنا اسمي محمود. أنا عندي 29 سنة. أنا من مصر. اتشرفت بمقابلتكم. Very good. Now, find out your number, the age, and pause the video and practice for a couple minutes, and then we can move on to the next part. Now, if you scroll down in the same file just a little bit, you will find this other table. By the way, all of those files will be also available for you, so you have them already. Okay, so here we have the questions to the introduction, to the answers that we just learned. How are you? What's your name? How old are you? Where you're from? And more. Good. So how do I say, how are you? Let's see. We say, ازيك. Notice this ending, ek, and notice the word ازاي. Okay, here we learned two things. ازاي means how. And I have Z twice because I pronounce it twice. And I have Y twice because I pronounce it twice. This is very common in Arabic to pronounce the same letter twice. If you're looking at the Arabic spelling, you will see this letter is only written once, but we pronounce it twice. Anyway, ازيك. And this ek at the end is you male. Okay? When you're speaking to somebody, addressing them, they're the object pronoun. More about this later. If you're speaking to a female, we change ek into ik. So ازيك becomes ازيك. And this is very common where foreigners would make a mistake, or learners. For example, they would say to me ازيك instead of ازيك, and so on. So remember those endings because they are going to be everywhere. So ازيك, and the answer to that is na, which is I, remember, and then we say كويس. That's if you are a male speaking, answering. If you're female, you say أنا كويسة. أنا كويسة. What's the difference here? We added this a at the end. And all feminine adjectives, all describing words, feminine, will end with a. Okay, this is how we know it's feminine. In Arabic, there's a special letter for that, which is ta marbuta. So if you know writing, you know what I'm speaking about. If you don't know, you should go and learn. But in this course, you don't need to know. Okay. أنا كويس. أنا كويسة. Now the next question, what is your name? Let's see. اسمك إيه? So here we learned something new and we saw something old. The word ism means name from the very beginning, remember? And then ek. This ek means your. And you're speaking to a male, okay? There. So ismak e. And the word e means what, okay? And we use it at the end most of the time. So ismak e, speaking to a male, and to a female, as you see, ismik e. So it's the same pattern, just like ek and ik, when we said ازيك and ازيك. But here, ismik e. And then the answer to that, you already know. You say ana ismi, and then you say your name, or you can simply just say your name. But for the sake of learning, try to use full sentences.